Today, we are going to talk about recycling a pot roast and how you can use it for multiple meals in different ways that doesn't make it feel like leftovers. So this is part of a series that we're talking about meals within budget. If you don't know me, my name is Amy Cross, and this is the Cross Legacy, where I teach people all over the world how to save money on their groceries. Okay, so you get a pot roast and you bring it home and you make it and you have like a lovely meal. The biggest thing when you make a pot roast is not to waste the leftovers. So many people will make the roast and have it for dinner and then put it in the refrigerator and forget all about it. Normally, after dinner, I will slice up the meat until it is thinly sliced, and then I put it in glass containers in the freezer in portion sizes that we'll need for dinners. One of our favorite things to do with the pot roast when it's left over is to make French dips on another night. So it goes into the freezer. It doesn't have to be that same week. It's easy to pull out the sliced roast beef to make French dips. And fun fact, au jus sauce is like one of the only things that I buy in a package. So I get au jus sauce and we boil that and put the meat in it. And as it's cooking and warming up, and then we have French dips, and it's Mike's favorite meal. I've also found that when we have a little bit of the French dip left with the au jus sauce, if I make a minestrone soup, I will add that meat and the au jus sauce into the minestrone soup, and it gives it an extra boost of flavor, and it's the third night of using the same roast. Most of the time I make a pot roast with putting onions in the pot with salt, pepper, and garlic and just some beef stock, and that's it. I'll put it in my Instapot, just let it go for about 45 minutes in my Instapot, and I have the perfect stringy, shreddable roast. So the other way that I make roast is right at the beginning when I'm making it, I will add peppers, chipotle peppers, onions, and I will make that into a shredded beef tacos, which I can also freeze into portions. But the most versatile way of making a pot roast is just to cook it as simply as possible with the onions, salt, pepper, and garlic, and you can season it later. Last night, we actually had leftover roast that I made into Philly cheesesteaks. With a $1 baguette that I had in the freezer, I was able to pull that out and make a beautiful 12-inch Philly cheesesteak with leftover roast that I also had in the freezer. So by being able to pull out these items from the freezer, I was able to make an easy meal within minutes. So for the Philly cheesesteak, I just cut the meat up smaller and put onions in the pot. I actually added a pepper, or two peppers. I added a green pepper and a red pepper. I added a little bit of beef stock in there just to keep the moisture in the meat. And then I was able to toast the bread, put the meat mixture on the bread, and top it with provolone cheese. And it was delicious. But it was a great way to reuse some leftovers. But with that same mixture of having the meat and the peppers and the onions, we could also add fajita seasoning to and make fajitas with that also. So it's the same items that I'm using this whole time, and we can make a bunch of different meals just having some basic ingredients in your house. So I hope that you like this video. There's more videos in this playlist to give you ideas for other things for chicken and pork. Make sure that you're checking out the playlist that has all the other videos for the meals within budget.